Was that a dance? What was that you were just doing there?
That's a dance, man. That's a finger dance.
That's a finger dance. All right. Well, that's the best way to open up the show, right? Can you open up the show any other way than a little Donovan Bailey finger dance? Yes, it's Donovan Bailey Running Things, Jason Portwando, remotely alongside the living legend. Man, you got to stop that. I don't even know what's going on.
All right. Sorry.
What's going on with you? You good?
I'm good, man. It's we did promise, the great people out there that are tuning in that we're going to do this hell or high water wherever we are.
That's right.
So we're both very busy today, and we're bringing it to you. We're bringing what we got.
What I want you to bring to me is a little something you got over your right shoulder there. Take a look.
Oh.
When are we doing this? Look, you got your name on your bag and everything.
Okay, so Jason, it's still very cold outside here in Canada. And you know that I have a 20-degree rule.
Oh, it's up to 20 now.
It's 20. Yes, I'm getting older. Yes. So anytime the temperature goes over 20 degrees, we have a date on the golf course.
All right. Now, just so the listeners, the viewers out there realize, you used to have a 16-degree rule.
No,
but all of a
18.
sudden it's up to 20.
It's 18. It was 18.
Oh, it's 18. Okay, we'll split the difference. I played already this year. I played Monday.
God help you. Or should I say God bless you?
He did, because I shot 85, so that's okay for me, because I'm not any great golfer, but I will take that. But okay, you know what? I'm ready. You just let me know when you're ready. How about that?
Perfect. I am down with that.
All right, sounds good. Lot to cover this week, actually. I know we had the Botswana Grand Prix last week. The Africans, man, before we get into it, I mean, we've been saying this for a long time. You have especially. We've always thought of Africans as long-distance runners, but, man, that is definitely a thing of the past.
Jason, as you know, man, we have an entire I'm going to say an entire planet, but definitely not a planet. You have an entire continent of incredibly gifted athletes. And yes, the Africans are known for distance running, but you have a continent of incredible raw athletes. And yeah, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I think that Akani Simbine is a tremendous athlete. I can't believe I'm saying he's a veteran, but he is. Obviously from what he's done indoors. I mean, okay, so here's what happened. Here's what he did indoors, getting his first international medal.
Yep.
I'm always stressed a little bit when you open up the year and you run this fast. However, you got to understand that. I don't know if Akani has been in South Africa the entire time, but it's coming off their summer, and then World Indoors where he's extremely confident, and so coming outdoors, running 990 into a -4 wind for a minute, I thought, man, that might be too much opening this fast. But I recognize that the momentum is certainly taking him from whether it's outdoor in South Africa, then to indoor world championships, then opening outdoor against Ferdinand Omanyala. Right. Incredible. So I love what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get the official call, because we need to shout out our friends at BioPods and biopods.com. Empower your every step. I mean, here's a man who, you're right, we think of him as being a veteran, and he's proving to many that, he still has a lot of racing left in him. Let's get the call and get the stretch duel between him and Omanyala.
Really got a slightly better start, also going well on Taekwondo Tracy, but now side by side, Africa's two fastest men, and it is Akani Simbine who takes the honours ahead of Omanyala, 9:92 unofficially.
Yeah, that is unofficially, because we can now bump that up to 9:90, like you said, a world-leading 9:90 DB. And right now, as we speak, as of this taping, the two fastest times in the 100 this year, the only two sub-10, both belong to Africans.
The Africans are coming, dude. I told you the Africans are coming. Yes. Yep. Listen, Simbine, I expect Simbine has always been quite consistent, especially in the Diamond League circuit, and also every major championships. You do counting, you got to count him in for at least a finalist, and also vying for podium, right?
Right.
And so how fast he ran, how he executed, does not and did not surprise me. I think that I've told you many times that I'm always curious about how Ferdinand runs, because what has happened over the years is that Ferdinand has opened up extremely fast, and then his speed diminishes at the end of the season. So what I'm saying to you is that, one, congratulations to Akani Simbine, and clearly the momentum that he's had from his outdoor season to African national championships, then to indoor and getting a medal for the first time, and then opening. I mean, that's a given for me, just based upon the consistency of how he's been running and the fact that he just had to go and execute. I told you that my worry has always been when Ferdinand Omanyala, when he's ran, he's always opened up very, very fast. So I think that the fact that he's opened up, and he opened up a 10 flat, that he has a lot of speed left in those legs, and he is going to vie for, hopefully, I mean, every year there's a major championship. I'm like, this dude is going to be a player, man. Big, strong, Kenyan. He's gonna vie for something. So I'm hoping that at Worlds this year, he can prove me right.
Yeah. Did the race break down the way you expected? Omanyala's got the top speed with the top end speed, but always with that fast start. And then he was run down by Simbine. I mean, is that the way you expected it to unfold, or was it just something that you weren't expecting?
Well, in some ways, yes. In some ways, yes. Omanyala, like I said, is a strong, powerful guy, especially in the outdoor. And so, his first 30, his drive phase is always spectacular. There are times that he doesn't understand, when he gets to top speed, how to relax and maintain it, because he's still pressing. However, what has happened, though, is that Akani Simbine has been consistent in executing all three phases of the race. So that did not surprise me at all. Again, it's still early in the season. Omanyala, I expect, is going to execute more and obviously become more specific in the three phases of his race. And of course, Simbine is going to get better. He's always been consistent. His first 30 is always good. He gets to the middle of the race, he relaxes, and he takes it home. So I expect that both of them are going to improve. So therefore, I'm looking for more of this Africa versus Africa within races this season. But more importantly, I expect to see both of these guys in the finals at the World Championships in September.
Yeah. I mean, again, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but World Relays, around the corner. You think of Bayana Walaza. We spoke of the young phenom, right? You spoke of two veteran runners in Omanyala and Simbine. We're going to get to Tebogo in a second. This is a force all of a sudden, a nation. You said a planet. Maybe you're right. Forget about a continent. This might be a planet of Africans who are, and there's some coming up in the NCAAs as well, where they're sprinting. They're no longer running long distances.
Well, yes, they understand. Well, I mean, listen, I love the fact that these guys have confidence and a different level of attitude, and the fact that they believe that they can do it. To me, it only bodes well for our entire sport, because you do have a planet of fast Black people. Yep. You do. Yeah, you have a planet of incredibly fast men. And so, yeah, the Africans are coming, man. You have an entire continent of really good, like you talk about the young, like Bayana, right? He's 19. He's 19, running sub 10 in March. So at the end of the day, what else can he do? And also, if you're looking at him technically, that his base training, obviously the structure, his strength, speed work. I mean, there's so much more upside that he has. So yes, I'm looking at this and I'm listen, I'm so excited to see exactly how all the countries on the African continent, who they produces. Again, I'm looking forward to the season. See some of the guys out of the NCAA's, how their first season is gonna unfold. So yeah, there's gonna be some incredible things, man.
Donovan Bailey running things, Jason Portwando alongside DB. And yeah, you know what? Hope springs eternal. If I'm African, I'm like, wow, this is amazing to see what we're doing when it comes to sprinting, because for the longest time, we all know they rule long distance running. We get that. But now all of a sudden transitioning and stepping to the sprint, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And you double the single, you get to the half lap, and that's where the champ resides. Letsile Tebogo. I don't think he took a deep breath. I don't think he could blow out a candle after the race. It was a paid workout. I mean, he went 20-23, and brother looked like he was out jogging in the park.
Well, Jason, 2023 for a guy who ran 19.4 is a jog in the park.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so, and I know that at this time of year, Letsile is this is all training. This is all base work still. It happens to be in a competition, and he happens to be competing against, pro athletes. I mean, because everyone's a pro, regardless of your time, right? If you're on the international circuit, then you're a pro. So 2020 anything is a jog in the park for him. He can do that. He can do that running backwards, man. And he will, like, I'm looking forward to when he touches down in China, for the first Diamond League. That's when we're gonna see some fireworks, because what you have is Tebogo, who is notorious for having a slow start. By the way, nothing wrong with that. I had a slow start too.
Gonna say you, yeah.
And I got a few world records under my hat. So all Letsile has to do is to be consistent on the blocks. Then we have him running against Christian Coleman, who is probably the greatest starter that our sport's ever seen. He is the world record holder in the 60 meters. So we're gonna see exactly where Tebogo decides that he's gonna try and run him down, Christian Coleman, because it's gonna come. I mean, Christian's, greatest assets is the first 60 or 70 meters, and basically he's trying to get out as quickly as possible and then play the catch me as you can model. But at the end of the day, Tebogo, right now, I think that he's going to show up, and if Simbine is running 990, I expect for him to run around the same thing.
Yeah. And going back to Walaza, by the way, you mentioned him being 19 years of age. He freshly is 19, just happened February 9th. So he's more of an 18-year-old than he is a 19-year-old, right? He's only been 19 for a couple months. So, yeah, I mean, but what do you think triggered this? I mean, we should give a little bit of love as well to the 17-year-old Hannah Hope. She was able to win the women's 100 meters. And I know the time wasn't, exploding. It was 11:44. But, still, what triggered this? Because, as a young African, many of them grew up thinking, I want to be a distance runner. Now I kind of feel like, they flipped the script and they want to sprint.
Well, ultimately, the thing about this, Jason, I mean, I think that we always talk about embodying who you are and then seeing mentors or role models that look like you. And I think that there's a few guys that were out there that might not have been Tebogo's speed or Omanyala's speed or Simbine's speed, but there were a couple of guys that were out there that paved the way for these young guys. And clearly, when you have Africans now that are making it to the podium, breaking records and running hellified fast times, then yeah, the young kids are going to be like, I want to be like that guy. I mean, when you look at, remember, Wade Van Niekerk ran sub 10, sub 20, and sub 44.
Yep, good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and although I think of him as a young man, like he's one of the guys that you probably should credit for opening up the waterfalls and saying, hey, listen, we can do this. So, I mean, again, I think, again, to your question, what triggers it is for you to see someone that looks like you, talks like you, where you come from where you come from, your country, under your flag, from your continent. When you see people that are doing all those things and you can look in the mirror and see yourself within them, Yeah, man. I think that's what's going on. Jamaican's been dominating in sprints since like the 40s, because we
Right.
had Herb McKinley, and we had all of the athletes. Then we had Donald Corey. We had all the athletes that were saying, "Oh hell yeah, I can be like that guy." And so yes, so that's exactly what's happening in the African continent. And you're right. Shout out to the young ladies of Africa, because it's the same thing. Africans always been known as 800 meters and up. And so yes, when we have young women seeing their big sisters running in the 400, the 200, and the 100 meters, absolutely you have to aspire for that.
Okay, so realistically, you think of the world relays, and obviously Jamaica's in there, the US is in there. Don't forget about Canada, some other nations as well. But how long before we can, seriously think about Africans becoming a threat?
Well, I mean, Africa is a continent. So here, let's talk about let's talk about
Yeah.
let's talk about the countries. South Africa can win. Period. You know what I mean? Like South Africa can win the sprint. South Africa can win the 4x1 men's relay. Yes, Canada is very consistent. Canada, our relay team in Canada know that their greatest accomplishment is as a team. Unlike the team that we're on, where there was me as the champion and then our team. The US, I think they're gonna work on stick. They're gonna work on baton exchanges. They're gonna work on all of that stuff. Yes, I know you're gonna come in and say what you say.
Batten,
the Brits,
yes.
the Brits are gonna come. I think Trinidad has a pretty good team also. Japan always got a pretty good team. The Australians are pretty good. So yeah, last year with Simbine being the old guy and Baiano being the young kid.
Right.
Those guys were on the podium. So why would I not expect them to think like, hey, I know what I opened up at. We have two of the fastest guys in the world today, Jason, like you said. Number 1 and number 2 are from South Africa. Why would I bet against them? So yes, Canada I expect to be on the podium and have the possibilities to win. The US has the greatest horsepower. So they should win even if they take their B team, right? But then think of the Brits. Think of the Jamaicans, think of the Australians, especially you've got Lachlan. I don't know if they're going to put Gout on it. You got Browning. You got all kinds. You got coming off a season, right? So I think the World Relay is going to be good. We're talking about the Africans today, or at least we're spending some time talking about the Africans. The Kenyan team, don't know how they're going to do. That's based upon, how much support Ferdinand Omanyala has. But yes, overall, the Botswana team, we know there's one guy that can roll up on everybody, right? So the Botswana team's going to be incredible.
Yep.
So and I think they're going to world relays. So again, looking forward to the season. The first really big competition is the world relays. So man, I mean, I know we're jumping through and doing touching on a bunch of things right now. But yes, I'm looking forward to see what the South Africans do when they go up against the big dogs with Canada, the US, the Brits, Jamaica, etc.
Yep, I think the Africans are here, like we've said time and time again, and realistically, they are legit and they are a force to be reckoned with. And you touched on Gout. Well, we should talk about Gout Gout, because after all, I know he's Australian, but don't forget, born Sudan, so Sudanese via Australia to get to where he is today. And this young man, he's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. I mean, just the other day, again, sub 200. 2200, sorry, almost sub 20 there, 20.04, I do believe was the time that he ran. And December of 2024, ran the other day. And this guy just continues to amaze, regardless of who he's up against, where he's running. Okay, I know sometimes the wind has been a little bit too much and he hasn't been officially given his flowers, but man, this guy could be any kind.
Dude, he's been given his flowers. He's 17 years old. What the hell do you expect?
I want more for him. Yeah, I want more for him, man. When you get compared to Usain Bolt and you break a record belonging to the king, it's worth noting.
Don't pressure the youth. Do not pressure the youth.
All right, I'll back off.
No. Here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the rich, fertile grounds of the African continent. Yeah, gout's a product of that.
Yep.
I think that Australia gets to get the benefits.
Yep.
But again, it's amazing, man. I mean, seeing what he's doing on the track, executing the way he's doing, understanding that he's also just competing. I mean, he's in an incredible situation again. Proper coaching, understanding execution, not folding under pressure. You know, and also having fun, looking like he's having fun doing it, talking to his public and his fans. Yeah, he's absolutely something special. I don't know if he's going to be part of the Australian relay team. I do not know.
Right.
But I think that they should consider him. He's 17 years old. He has all the energy in the world. He can run 10 4x1 relays in one day. You know, so if I were them, I'd be like, yo, dude, put the kid on it. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Australia is setting a team. I would like to see him on one of the legs and see how that goes when he goes out against the pros.
I think they were saying in all conditions, he's the second fastest sub 20 when it comes to obviously the half lap to only Arian Knight. So Knighton, obviously, we know Knighton feels like he's been around for about 20 years. And I know he's still a kid himself, but what this kid has done already at the age of 17, and you're right, the pressure must be enormous, but you can't tell if it is because he seems to enjoy every minute of it.
Having fun. That's what I mean. That's what I love about him. Kid is here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think as a professional, for me, when I got into races and I was just there executing, having fun, understanding what I did in practice and what makes me feel comfortable, listening to my coach, I think that's what Gout Gout's doing. Like, seriously, he's just there and it's just fun for him. It's fun for him running. It's fun for him sampling the spikes that Adidas is giving him. It's fun for him seeing the audience. It's fun for him posing with the fans. You know, he's fun for him talking to the media. So I think that he's having a lot of fun. And when you have a lot of fun, you're going to run fast. The kid's 17 years old. He ran 1984 Windy and sub 10 Windy. I don't care about the win, Gout. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm telling you this. This is the words from the champ himself. It doesn't matter what the time is at this point. The fact is that you can execute, your body stays intact, you are not injured, your body is going that fast. So you have the velocity to go sub 10 and the velocity to go sub 20. It's just a matter of time when you do that in a race with a less than a 2.0 wind. And then, of course, to me, that's any time and any day now. But, you can put to rest anybody that's a naysayer anytime you do that legitimately. Either way, I'm your fan.
From the champ to a potential future one. When you were 17, where were you at? Not comparing him to you, obviously, but 17, where were you at? Anything like him?
I was running 10.5 and 200. Yeah, 200s. I was probably maybe 20.9.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, obviously, there's a lot that has changed since then with nutrition and mental coaches and all different shoe wear and tracks are faster. So I know you can't really compare the two different eras, but I just wanted to know where you were at and if anything close to that.
I'm not comparing any eras. I mean, 10.5.
Exactly.
10.5 as a 16-year-old is what I ran. 10.59 was what I ran as a 16-year-old. So if I running 10.5 today as a 16-year-old means that you have the capabilities of breaking the world record. So I'm not even worried about that. You know what I mean? Like the upside for someone like Gout, though, if you're running sub 10 at 17, then somebody, whomever they are expecting you to run 9.5 tomorrow. That's the pressure. At the end of the day, I got to, go through my journey and become, world champion, Olympic champion, and world record holder. No, now for Gout, at running sub 10 today, that's if you're running sub 10 today, and you've got people calling out that you are the one that's going to run 19.19. Do you know how fast that is? Man. And you have someone that says to you, okay, you're the anointed one. You're going to run 9.58. Do you know how fast that is? Wow. So, anyways, at the end of the day, man, no pressure for this kid. I want him to stay healthy, and I want him to break as many records as possible. Being compared to the world record holder, again, I think I said it in our last episode. It's a tough call. That's a lot of pressure. I think it's unfair for the kid, but I'm going to be a supporter, and he is enjoying himself, and I'm watching him enjoying himself and entertaining track and field fans around the world.
Jake Wando alongside Donovan Bailey. This is Donovan Bailey Running Things, and right now the focus on the Africans, and rightfully so. Even some Nigerians at the collegiate level come to mind. Favor Ashe, Kayan Sola Ajay is another one. Godson Ogunbrume. I mean, so we're talking about kind of the present, but we're also looking towards the future as well with these sprinters.
Imagine that's crazy, right? I mean, again, fan of the NCAAs, also myself.
Mm-hmm.
But you just rattled off a bunch of names that are not household names yet.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? You also rattle off a bunch of names that are all either 10 flat or sub 10 guys. You know what I mean? And I just imagine that. We're talking about Simbine. We're talking about Tebogo, Omanyala, Bayano.
Yeah.
Right? Walaza is his name.
Walaza. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just saying to you that we're talking about the top sprinters in the world. And we have not mentioned Jamaica yet, British yet, the Americans yet. Imagine that. And these are all kids that could line up right now and give you an all-African championship. You could have 8 Africans lining up right today and give you, a 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, 100 meters, where every single person on that race can run, where last place could be 10 seconds. Imagine that, dude. So yeah, I'm a huge supporter of first of all, I'm a huge supporter of sport, of fair sports, but I'm also a competitor and I'm a gamer. And I love when you're seeing people discovering that their mentors or their heroes are from their country and they believe that they too can get on a world stage and do the do. So again, man, I'm looking for the season. You know what? I'm telling you, Jason, the World Relay Championships, there might be a couple of those names that might be on a relay, might follow suit with what Tebogo has done and what Omanyala has done and what Simbine has done, especially now that he's so consistent. And a lot of those, they're going to band together with their brothers. And Botswana is going to feel a great team. Kenya is going to feel a great team. We definitely know the South Africans are coming to win. So I'm looking forward to that, man. It's going to be great with them competing at the highest level against the top countries with all of their top athletes on full cylinder.
Joshua Caleb, Olatunde is another one. So there's many out there. I won't even go down the list because there's way too many, but Talu, we should mention her as well, right? Speaking of African runners, I mean, she's another one that's, paving the way for future ladies to sprint.
Yeah, man. Talu's, incredible sprinter, incredibly consistent over the years. I don't know. Talu, and I always think of Talu, and then I think of Shelly-Ann. Both petite, both extremely fast. Both really have the exact same race model. So yes, I mean, Talu definitely is one of those mentors actually not just in Africa, but Talu is someone that's been quite consistent over the years. And I'm very certain that there's a few African girls that are looking up to her and to aspire to do what she's done.
Yep. I mean, people are probably wondering, okay, what's with all this talk about the Africans? They deserve the love because on this show, we always talk so much about the Americans, and the Americans, they got the biggest pool to choose from, not taken away from them. But the Americans are so big that athletes from other countries go there, and some of them are African to go and represent the U.S., right? So they've got an embarrassment of riches. But when was the last time we had 2 Africans at the top of the heap when it comes to sprinting the 100 meters. I don't know if we've ever at any point in time. So we got to give them their due. That's why we're doing this.
I have never seen number one and number two African at the top of the sprinting charts in my whole career and post. There's never been a number one African and the second guy's the second person, the second fastest guy is an African also. I've never seen that. I mean, and hold on. And in this case, it's the same country.
Yes.
In this case, again, in this case, it's the exact same country. And that, I have not seen that. I mean, I've seen it, obviously, Canada, Jamaica, the US, I've seen that, but I've never seen that. I've never seen that from South Africa.
There you go. There you go. So that's exactly why we're doing exactly what we are doing. Looking ahead, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on, you mentioned the Diamond League in Yemen. I think that's April 26th. So that'll be
next week.
A good test for many. We'll keep an eye on that. Some other events coming up. In case you're wondering, what Velocity Fest, that's on the way. There's also Mount Sac Relays. Fred Curley's in action there. So, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. But, man, oh, man, what a start to the year. This is a phenomenal start to the year because for me, and I'm not saying we don't put stock into the indoors, but to see what Simbine has done, springboarding from that bronze medal in the World Championships, indoors going 60, he has really used that as just like a springboard into where he is now.
Well, listen, I mean, you're saying you don't put stock in indoors because
Some
it
don't.
Is that. No, but
yeah.
it is that. I mean, indoors, really, the top sprinters in the world don't usually go to indoors unless you're just going to get a title.
Yeah.
If you're going to get a title, absolutely. But you're correct. Simbine coming from the South African outdoor season, going to indoors, running indoors, making it the podium, that same consistency coming back outdoors, lighting it up, and understanding how to execute after running 6'4", is it 6:49 he ran or 6:50, whatever the time was. That's exactly the execution of running 9:90 outdoors is what his indoor time has translated to. I mean, but I'm saying to you, if I were me, I'd say, hey, man, lay off the gas for a minute. You don't need to be running 9:8, 9:9 this time of year. However, you're correct. I love what he's doing. And from South African outdoor season, from their national championships, going to indoors, and the consistency of starting the season, where he's executing against Ferdinand Omanyala, who was one of the top sprinters in the world. So again, right. he wasn't just competing against a bunch of people, right? So again, I like what I'm seeing. I'm looking forward to, you're the stats man, like I always say. so Jason's gonna tell you all what competition's coming up, and obviously the people that are running well. And so yeah, I mean, I want to see I hope the consistency continues. I wish all of these men and women, a healthy week of training. And looking forward to seeing what they do in the upcoming week and the upcoming week or two. I mean, obviously, we'll be here, and we're going to bring it to you from wherever I am on the planet.
That's right.
And wherever Jason is.
That's right. And our viewership, listenership across the continent of Africa has just exploded after this show. So we appreciate that. But you know what? As always, please continue to like, share, follow, download, subscribe. We love the comments, by the way. We try to respond to each and every one of them. So keep the comments coming, good, bad, or indifferent. Tell us what you like about the show, how we can get better, and what you would like to see.
A cleaning stage with Donovan Bailey is pouring it on.
Oh, can never get enough of that. We talked about golf off the top, so I want to go back there quickly and give a little love to Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy. Finally, he says, getting a chance to put on that green jacket, the sixth man to complete the slam. Man, that final round, DB, man. It felt more like a Stephen King novel than it did 18 holes of golf.
Yes. First of all, Rory, congratulations. You gave a whole lot of people heart attacks, strokes. Yes, including me.
Yeah.
But congratulations, man. I mean, Rory's been consistent over the years. He deserves the green jacket. And you know what? I love what I saw. Again, he scared the hell out of me. But dude, congrats. I mean, words. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand what it's like to, kind of work your ass off and get to that place where you've achieved the things that you want to achieve, and also you achieve what people think that you deserve. I've been I've stood in that shoe myself, and so for Rory, congratulations. You absolutely deserve this title. A great work, and looking forward to your next major. I mean, I know that you probably should celebrate this one, but you have the green jacket, and it's there forever now.
Okay, we're gonna wrap things up so quickly. You're playing golf. You got Rory, you got Tiger. Who's your fourth?
Me, Rory,
any
Tiger,
sport.
And from any sport? Jordan.
Any sport. Who?
Jordan, Michael Jordan.
Okay, all right. I'll go
Pressure.
Rory, Tiger, and Salma Hayek. All right. That's my fourth anything. 3-point shooters. Here's the cool thing. And this was given to us by a good friend, Toronto Mike, who said that 3-point shooting percentage all time of the Currys, Seth and Dell have more in terms of percentage than Steph. How is that even possible?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds shocking to me. That sounds shocking to me. However, their dad, Dell, old Toronto Rapture guy, man, I met him when he was here playing, could light it up. Yep. And here's what happened. The entire Curry family are amazing at shooting. So maybe nothing should surprise me is what maybe my answer should be.
Can you swing a bat like you swing a club? I mean, Vladdy Guerrero getting 14 years, $500,000. Can you hit a baseball?
$500 million, I'm thinking. $500,000 would be...
yeah, sorry, $500 million. You're right. It's 500 million.
Yes.
I'll take $500,000. I'm easy.
Jason, listen, that what's really funny? That's one thing I never played a lot of when I was very young. And yeah, I can't imagine. I played cricket in Jamaica. I have great hand-eye coordination. I'd have been able to hit a couple of home runs. Clearly, I can get to the base before anybody or the ball. So yes, maybe there's time, but there is no time, but maybe there's time.
All right. And speaking of cricket, were you a fast bowler or were you a spin bowler?
Fast bowler. Come on.
Fast
all
bowler.
speed.
Yeah, well, I figured. All right. We're going to wrap things up right there. As always, we appreciate the company. I'm Jason Portwando. He is the living legend, Donovan Bailey. Please continue to like, share, follow, download, subscribe. DB, take us out.
Until next time. Peace out.